Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? Fantastic. Welcome to the first episode, the inaugural episode of the Spiro Circle podcast. We're going to be doing video and audio podcasts straight into your inbox and across various social media channels. I'm still figuring this out because I do it in a different kind of way in my day job. But joining me now through these growing pains is Yoel Israel, the founder and CEO of Wadi and
Yeah, and IsraelTech. Yeah, all
and
three.
IsraelTech, which I was getting to. You may have
My
seen
bad.
you may have seen on your social media feeds recently on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, anywhere, a lot of Israel tech news going around. So you have the traditional publications and outlets that are reporting on Israel and its startup nation, and then you have places like IsraelTech that are condensing all of that and curating it and posting it out there. So I wanted to speak with Yoel today as my first official guest with the setup, with the microphone and the video. And I wanted to hear from you because you've had me on and now I wanted to have you on. So how does it feel to be a guest this time around?
Well, I mean, it feels fantastic. I mean, I'm totally honored to be your very first guest in the Spiro Circle. Is it just two of us in this circle so far?
It's two of us.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
I
a
think it needed
line right
more from the
now.
circle. It's a line. It's two dots.
Right.
It's not.
No, you got to
Thank you for
start
having me,
somewhere.
man. It's gonna be fine. And congratulations. I mean, you also are fabulous at reporting and covering and discussing all the awesome technology coming out of Israel. So it's great to be on par with you, man.
No, thank you. I mean, one of the things, it was taking me a bit long to kind of bite the bullet and do this because I figured that the world doesn't need one more person speaking into a mic and into a camera and posting his or her, thoughts out
But the
there.
world needs you to do
Well,
it.
this is what we're figuring out. I mean, the market will tell me if it needs me or doesn't need me, but how did you, because you took the plunge relatively recently, you about a few months ago, you kind of, I
A
remember you
year
called
ago,
me
I actually, almost exactly a year ago, the end of January 2024.
because you called me when you were about to do it and you kind of spoke me through the idea. Was that a year ago?
If I did it when I was about to launch, yeah. I think I came
I don't know
out
where the time
itself the last
goes.
week of January.
I don't know
It's
whether
it's
it's
crazy,
crazy.
man.
So
I know.
that was a year ago. How did you find, as someone I guess who's a year ahead of me, how did you find your journey in your first year in terms of how you found the content, created it, distributed it? What were some of your growing pains?
Well, the biggest pain is like I am investing an insane amount of money in this. I have a full-time editor and videographer. I took all my profits and took a salary cut to do this. Um, the pain I was worried was my main business going to take a hit,
Your main business
or we're not going to.
being Wadi or Cyfluencer.
Wadi, yeah, Cyfluencer falls into that. But basically, we have a technology marketing agency. It's pretty large here in Israel, and we're leaders in advertising, SEO, social media, and influencer marketing for B2B technology and a lot of cybersecurity. So I mean, the pain is balancing that, balancing the home life, having to go out and feel. I don't live in the Tel Aviv area, so having to go and take the train and go into film often, and then making up that time, working extra at nights every night, when just keep moving forward and knowing that I was gonna get like I knew I'd get some rejection. I did not know how much rejection I would get.
Oh no.
And it's which is fine. I mean, not anymore. I mean, I still get a lot of rejection, but like I'm rejecting people like, okay. I know it's a matter of time. I'll be able to get to anyone.
When
But
you
the
say
rejection is
rejection,
pushing me back.
when you say rejection, do you mean people just not wanting to speak to you or not answering you? What is that? What did that
Well,
look
I
like?
mean, I run a business when you sales, so rejection is like literally my life.
Right.
But like,
No, it's an important trait to be able to have people say no in your face every day.
yeah, I mean, well, married 14 years, so, and I have a 13-year-old daughter. That's why I work. So this is even rejection
That's
for me.
why you jumped into this because you had all the foundations around you anyway, and then
Well, I learned rejection from trying to sell sales and annuities when I lived in Philly, in Pennsylvania, and had like the worst leads in calling them. And my goal wasn't a yes. My goal was to get 100 no's a day.
How do you do?
I hit 100 no's a
Got
day.
100. I had a sales
But
job.
the goal is to go for no.
I
And if
yeah, sorry, go
you
on.
gamify and pursue rejection, that's all I do. Then it's fun. Like I look, my daily steps is a gamification to make sure I exercise. So in order to succeed, you need to be rejected an insane amount to get yes. So it's just doing all that granular work that I know from my years of experience of sales and networking and biz dev and trying to get people that I think would be terrific on the show. And a lot of people said no. And a lot of people told me to my face that even I interviewed that they make an intro to someone and then they would ghost me when I sent that email and followed up and I know they're viewing it. Or probably the most offensive thing, I had someone on my show, came to her office and filmed. I don't want to say who, was the sweetest person, very nice. Go to an event, we're filming at an event, ask if she wants to be interviewed, and she's like, oh, no, pass. And then someone else at that event was doing the host was doing their own interviews. It was at that Startup Nation Central, which are awesome organization. And they were doing some, I was actually helping them with their tech equipment where they invited us to interview. And then she's like, oh, do you want to be interviewed? And she goes, and they go, like for, and she went like, for Yoel. And she made this like gesture, like, and my marketer saw that and told me immediately. And then it put a lot of pieces together. And then then Revital, my editor, goes, you need to watch the show. You need to watch the movie Mean Girls. It's just like there's a lot. I don't know. I'm like, what do
It'll
you
be good
mean?
practice for your teenage daughter.
She was like, well, there's a lot of girls like, I don't know what that means. Like they're just like mean for no reason. And it's like the words like some of them are more mean. Is as you but I don't know, and some of them become far more nicer.
No, but
In
I
general,
guess
with
what happens
success.
though is you
And
get all
so
those
people
no's.
say they like you, say they recommend you, then they say to your face and behind your back they won't. And then they come and hey, thanks, great seeing you, and they say goodbye to the same person. And I'm like, you literally just said to someone else, oh, yo, well, I made a negative face and gesture, right? Whatever. And like, so they want to be affiliated and get all of the juice and everything of my promotion and me elevating her and all of that. But she's worried against like her other friends. Oh, you're working with this new media or this kind of thing, or Yoel who's like, whatever. And it's because I'm not like posh, I'm not like that elitist snobism that some people have in that circle. And there's a lot of that. And so
At what
especially people who
point?
like PR, which you're kind of in, they want to work without, oh, what PR, it doesn't matter how good they are or their deliverables. There are people I know that can do PR much cheaper. I'm not talking about me. And they're like freelance, like one man show, two-man show, whatever, or two-woman show. And they do much better job, but they call it, they're not like this big PR and you know what I mean? And there's like,
Yeah, but at
there's
what
this
point did it
element, I don't like it.
start?
There's elitism,
At
which
what
I
point did it
despise.
start to change for you, Yoel? At what point were all of that no's? At what point were you starting to get
I
yeses?
still I still get those no's. Dude, that was like 3 months ago.
Okay.
That story. And I interviewed her like, I don't know, like 8 months ago. I'm she said yes early on. She's my bigger guest early on. I was like, nice. She said yes. It was like a big deal for me. So like I'm grateful. She didn't think I saw that, but it's just like in general. The big
Hmm.
part is that so like people will say no and ghost and ignore you. What's hurtful is you find behind your back out of envy or out of elitism, people will put you down in front of other people, not in front of you. And that's happening all the time. Every day, people are talking about me, dozens of people, and the work that we
In
do.
person or online or
No, online, in person, on phones, on WhatsApp groups. What about
right?
them? What do they do? This person reached out. I saw you were interviewed. Da da da. Because you drop a couple interviews a day. You know what I mean? At this event. Who is this guy? Like, what's this shtick? I'm sure, and also a lot of positive things too, because we're succeeding like tremendously, and we're rapidly growing. Especially the last 30 days, our LinkedIn page grew by 25%, over
Hmm.
25%, like
Well,
30%.
it seems like you hit a tipping point, right? You have that slow burn where you have the rejections and
I hit a
growth
tipping
where
point
you're
probably the last 2 months.
sorry,
Since yeah, like the beginning of December, probably I hit a tipping point.
right? So,
Yeah.
what would you say to step? What would you say you're doing differently now than what you were doing a year ago or 6 months ago?
Nothing. I think there's a critical mass. Well, there's the book Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell.
Right.
So I think I've hit that. Because Israel's a small pond, it's kind of easy to hit the tipping point. So like when I'd interview VCs, but they'd also been like, oh, what other VCs did you interview? Who else? Let me watch them first. And I was like, I'm coming to you for free, in person, videoing, cutting up 12 edits, posting on social, tagging you and elevating you. And you can even see the full interview if you want to cut out any parts you don't want. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm doing the full, I was like, either you want it or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be difficult, that just says something more about you in general, whatever. I'll come back around, like, eventually we'll come back around and you'll figure it out. But then, like, if you really want to guess, what you do is you find their competitor
What
that's a little
inspired you?
smaller than them and have them on.
What inspired
Then you'll
you
know.
to start all of this? Because you said you took a cut financially and with your time and your journeying into Tel Aviv on up and down the train. What inspired you to go in front of camera and into this new venture?
The future of media, Hasbara, and the future of
Husband.
media. I mean, just helping elevate Israel in a positive way that's apolitical. And the future of media is social media.
Hmm.
And all the media, if you're under 30, under 35, you're opening up X, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Insta, Snap. You're not opening it up any news website, tech website, or no one reads the news from the news websites. You get it from socials or from your friends. So my goal was to be there, upload the videos and the content directly to the platform, which the algorithm rewards instead of linking outwards. I know there's an artificial boost for videos. And dwell time is probably the most important part of algorithms, meaning like how long you spend on a post, more likely it'll be shown more. Video, if it's good, obviously has very high dwell time. And then so I just understood that in algorithm. I knew where people are going, and there is no community when you write about tech or marketing or news or anything on the website. Communities happen on that's not in person, of course, on socials or a
But
WhatsApp
those
group or
but those
something.
outlets are still on those socials, right? They're posting, whether it's BBC, Fox, CNN,
Yeah, but they're posting
Guardian.
links back to their place. So they're getting half the reach, number one. And two, it just feels like someone just copy pasting. It doesn't feel like the copy we write and we elevate them and highlight them. Like we're personalizing and we're adding value. We're taking an individual that no one would interview. We're interviewing them in video, hearing their personality, talk about their technology, and then writing up something about basically content from the short, like come in the video, and then we're uploading it and tagging them. And this is the first time they're being seen. So when they're searching for that founder on any platform or in Google, we'll just send them to YouTube. There's now video content about that. And so this is what we're able to do and get the whole Israeli tech ecosystem covered, highlighted, elevated in English to the world where they spend their time and the way the algorithm will reward the most. And I have a media marketing company. I understand this stuff now. I mean, I do this for a living. I do this living for dozens of tech companies. So I understood like, okay, now, and I love marketing, but I haven't been working on client accounts for a while. I have great teams that do. My job was like, I wanted to get back into it. I want to get back into the marketing. I knew what works and what doesn't. My clients were willing to do this. This is taking a big chance. It's very expensive. I knew this was the future. This is the future of media. It doesn't matter. And now, therefore, I decided to go in that direction.
Oops.
Your
Oh,
video cut.
can you see me?
No, no problem. I'm here to help
Oh,
whenever you
Gotcha.
need.
yeah, no, thank you. That's why I wanted to start doing these things, get all these growing pains out of the way. So
Dude,
let me
the
see.
growing pains doesn't stop. Just the
You
pains are
can see
different.
it's now a shitty camera. I wonder why that
Yeah,
ended like that. It just cut out of nowhere. Ugh. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to cut in a bit because I'm gonna edit that together. So let me just explain. Let me just explain to everyone watching this, if you're still watching, my camera cut out, so you can see I look a bit different now, and the angle is a bit different. And I was rudely interrupted by the technology that failed me. So Yoel, I'm gonna let you sum up what you were just saying, and then we actually need to sum up for time anyway. So by all means, feel free to continue where you were about the future of media
no,
and
that's it. Yeah, the future of media is social media. It's where I mean, the future is gonna be where people spend their time. Also, what's great is that no one can fact check people when they read regular media. It's all lies and manipulation. But if I lie on social or something misleading, or someone disagrees, doesn't have to be a lie, they can go ahead and in the comments discuss that and then add value to it. And so now someone else is coming to me adding value or debating, which also helps more getting more eyeballs onto the content that we're doing. So we're doing really good, honest work, elevating the main leaders in the tech ecosystem.
And okay, great. Last comment before we leave. You mentioned you were also doing it for Hasbro and for Hasbro reasons. That's Israeli kind of
Yeah, just
positivity,
helping
spreading
like promote
Israeli
Israel.
positivity in the world. So talk to me about your decision on how to do that and what a dangerous
Well, this
position
was
you're putting
actually
yourself in.
this was planned before October 7th. I bought the domain May from someone through a broker in May 2023, I think, or something like that, or April 2023, IsraelTech.com. And so I was already going to do it. I was actually going to go move forward with another partner. And then before October 7th, I reached out to her. I was like, okay, let's start. And her business started to take off. So she then backed out. She's like, I need to scale this thing, which was wise and it was for the best because I had a video person on one of my team. She has her own channel, it's very successful in her own right. And she helps me, does the video and the editing. She's awesome. Her name's Ravi Top. So yeah, so it's not, yeah, and I thought Israel needed it and the ecosystem needed it. And I was like, somehow I'll turn this into a business. We're not there yet. We have sponsors and we get paid gigs to come and film and edit. They like our style, what we're doing, like one-offs. My goal is to eventually get sponsorship that can cover all our expenses and then get one-off paintings to make a little profit. But I'll be there. I'm optimistic. Our content's very good.
Yeah, and you've hit the tipping point, apparently. You say, which is
I did on LinkedIn, yeah, which is the most important professionally. So yeah, on LinkedIn, I think I hit the tipping point that probably 9 out of 10 people I ask will say yes to get on.
okay. Great,
In the
amazing.
beginning, it was 2 out of 10, and I asked like my mom, and she's like, "No, you're a loser."
I'm sure that's not true. We are running out of time, I'm afraid. This was a test on my part to see if I could get it technically working. It seems like I still have a few cranks I need twisting.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for being like a positive and patient first guest. And
Uh-huh.
my plan
I
now
use
is
all
to
my
be
patience on you, James.
yeah, exactly. So now my plan now is to kind of see if I can work anything from this and put something together. Yoel, before we leave you, where can we find you? Where can people find you?
IsraelTech.com. You can find all of our social medias, or you can search Yoel T Israel, one word on any social. That's my handle.
I'll put it up as
Or
well.
search yeah, there you go. You can just find my LinkedIn, same name, and I'm pretty easy to find. I don't hide.
Amazing. Yoel, thank you so much for your time and your patience and your
Thanks,
insights.
James. This was
And
fun.
yeah, it was great. I can't wait to do it again. Maybe we'll come back. We'll rearrange on not episode one, but maybe episode further down the line where things are a bit more smooth. But yeah, thanks very much. And I'm gonna switch off now. And guys, catch you on the next one.